Have you ever woken up feeling like you slept through the night, but you're still tired? Or maybe you find yourself forgetting names more often or feeling down for no clear reason. You chalk it up to aging, but what if I told you that these things might not just be getting older? What if they were signs your body is missing something essential? Something that's quietly robbing your energy, mood, and even years from your life. Let me ask you this. When was the last time someone tested your vitamin levels? Not just a quick physical or blood pressure check, but a real look at the nutrients fueling your body. If you're like most people over 60, it's probably been a while, or maybe never. And yet, one tiny vitamin, a single nutrient, could be making a bigger difference than you ever imagined. In fact, scientists have discovered that a deficiency in this vitamin is one of the most common and dangerous issues facing older adults today. But the good news is, it's also one of the easiest problems to fix. Today, we're diving into a hidden health threat that affects millions of seniors around the world, something many doctors overlook and many people don't even know they're missing. But once you understand it, you'll see how powerful it is. And more importantly, you'll learn how to turn things around, starting today. So what is this mysterious, life-altering vitamin? It's vitamin B12. You've probably heard of it before, maybe in passing or on the back of a supplement bottle. But what you might not realize is just how vital it becomes after the age of 60, and how easily you can become deficient without even knowing it. Vitamin B12 plays a crucial role in your body. It supports your brain, your nerves, your red blood cells, even your mood. It helps your body create energy at the cellular level. That means if you're low on B12, you might feel weak, forgetful, foggy, or even depressed. Over time, a B12 deficiency can mimic dementia, trigger balance issues, or increase your risk of heart problems. And the worst part? It can creep up so slowly that you don't even notice until it's already caused serious damage. Here's something that might surprise you. As we age, our bodies naturally get worse at absorbing vitamin B12. Even if you eat all the right foods, like meat, dairy, or eggs, your stomach may not be producing enough acid to extract the vitamin properly. Some medications, especially ones used to treat acid reflux or diabetes, can also interfere with absorption. So it's not just about what you're eating, it's about what your body can use. That's why many people over 60 become deficient without even realizing it. You might think, I eat well, I'm not skipping meals, I take care of myself. And yet, the fatigue is there. The forgetfulness is there. The low mood, the tingling in your hands or feet, it's all connected. And so often, it's blamed on aging when the real culprit is something we can actually fix. Take Mary, for example. She's 72, walks every morning, eats a healthy diet, and still felt like something was off. She was tired by noon, forgetting little things, and her hands sometimes felt numb. Her doctor ran a few tests and found her B12 levels were low, very low. Within a month of starting supplements, her energy returned. The numbness faded. She told me it was like someone turned the lights back on in her brain. This story isn't unique. It happens all the time. But the key is catching it early, and that starts with awareness. Now, let's talk about what a B12 deficiency can look like. It's not always obvious, and that's what makes it so sneaky. You might feel more tired than usual, but who doesn't now and then? You might feel a little down or anxious, but that could be stress, right? Or maybe your memory feels foggy, or you've noticed pins and needles in your hands or feet. These might seem like separate issues, but they're all classic signs of low B12. Here's the thing. Your nerves rely on B12 to stay healthy. When B12 levels drop, your nerves can get damaged. That's why tingling or numbness shows up. And your brain? It's deeply affected too. Low B12 is linked to mood swings, confusion, and even symptoms that look like Alzheimer's. But unlike Alzheimer's, B12 deficiency is fixable if you know it's happening. The scary part is some seniors go years without getting diagnosed. They're treated for depression or dementia, but no one checks their B12. That's why it's so important to be your own advocate. If you're over 60, getting your B12 levels checked is one of the smartest things you can do for your health. Now, you might be wondering, how do I even get tested? It's actually simple. A basic blood test at your next checkup can measure your B12 levels. If they're low, your doctor might recommend supplements or even B12 shots, especially if absorption is the issue. And the great news? Once you start correcting the deficiency, many people feel the difference fast, sometimes within days. And no, you don't need to wait for something to go wrong to take action. If you're feeling sluggish, forgetful, or just not quite yourself, it's worth asking your doctor about B12. Even if your numbers are borderline, increasing your intake through food or supplements can help restore your energy, clarity, and joy. But let's not stop there. If you really want to protect yourself, it helps to know which foods are naturally high in B12. Because while supplements are helpful, especially when needed, it's always best to support your body through what you eat, too. So let's start there. In Part 1, we uncovered how vitamin B12 deficiency is a silent but powerful threat to older adults, causing fatigue, memory problems, mood changes, and even nerve damage. Now in Part 2, let's get practical. How do you get more B12 into your life? What foods help the most? What kind of supplements actually work? And how do you avoid common mistakes many seniors make when trying to fix this problem? Let's start with the good news. Vitamin B12 is only found in animal products, which means if you eat meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, you're already getting some. But, and this is important, just eating these foods may not be enough, especially after age 60. Why? Because as we age, we produce less stomach acid, which is essential for releasing B12 from food. Even if your diet is full of B12-rich items, your body might not be absorbing it well. And if you take certain medications, like metformin for diabetes or proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, they can interfere even more. So what can you do? 1. Focus on B12-rich foods first. Here are the top natural sources of B12. Beef liver. This is the king of B12. Just one serving can give you more than 1,000% of your daily need. It's not everyone's favorite, but for those who like it, it's a powerhouse. Clams and shellfish. Surprisingly high in B12, clams are one of the richest sources out there. Sardines, tuna, salmon, and trout. These fatty fish not only provide B12, but also healthy omega-3s. Eggs and dairy, milk, yogurt, and cheese are solid sources of B12, especially for those who don't eat much meat. Fortified cereals. If you're vegetarian or vegan, certain breakfast cereals are fortified with B12. Try incorporating at least one of these into your daily routine. Even small portions can make a big difference over time. 2. Know when food isn't enough. If you've been eating well but still feel sluggish, forgetful, or off, it may be time to supplement. This is especially true if you're over 60 or taking medications that block absorption. Supplements are often the most effective way to raise B12 levels quickly and safely. There are 3 main ways to supplement: oral B12 tablets or capsules. These are easy to find and work well for many people. Look for methylcobalamin, the active form of B12 that's easier for your body to use. Sublingual B12. This form dissolves under your tongue and is absorbed directly into your bloodstream, bypassing the digestive system. B12 injections. If your levels are severely low or you have trouble absorbing B12 through food or pills, your doctor may prescribe injections, which are highly effective. The great thing is B12 is water-soluble, so your body flushes out what it doesn't need. That means it's very hard to overdose and very easy to fix a deficiency. 3. Be consistent. One mistake people make is thinking they only need to take B12 once in a while. But your body needs it every day. If you go days or weeks without it, your levels can drop again. Set a reminder, pair it with your morning coffee, or keep your B12 bottle somewhere visible so it becomes a habit. 4. Get retested. After starting supplements or changing your diet, don't forget to follow up. A simple blood test every 6 to 12 months can help you stay on track. It's not just about getting your levels up, it's about keeping them there. 5. Know the symptoms again. It's worth repeating. If you feel tired all the time, struggle with memory, feel numbness in your hands or feet, or your mood seems low for no clear reason, check your B12. These symptoms may be subtle at first, but they matter. Here's another powerful thing to remember. B12 doesn't just affect how you feel, it can affect how long you live. Low B12 levels are linked to a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, and even frailty in older adults. But when you restore your levels, studies show improvements in energy, mental clarity, mobility, and even resilience. And while we focus mostly on those over 60, the truth is anyone can become deficient. Vegans and vegetarians are especially at risk because they often don't eat the animal products that naturally contain B12. People with digestive disorders like Crohn's or celiac disease may also struggle to absorb it. That's why awareness is key, no matter your age. So to recap, vitamin B12 is vital for brain, nerve, and blood health. Deficiency is common after age 60 due to poor absorption. Symptoms include fatigue, brain fog, depression, and tingling. Good food sources include liver, clams, fish, eggs, and dairy. Supplements, especially sublingual or injectable forms, can restore levels quickly. It's safe, effective, and life-changing when caught early. In our next part, we'll go even deeper. We'll look at how B12 interacts with other nutrients, what blood test numbers actually mean, and the hidden symptoms that even doctors sometimes miss. You'll also hear from more real people who turn their lives around once they address this one crucial deficiency. Your health is in your hands. And with the right information, the right food, and the right habits, you could take back your energy, your clarity, and your joy, one small vitamin at a time. Welcome back to part 3 of our deep dive into vitamin B12, the silent deficiency that could be draining your energy, your memory, and even your independence as you age. In part 1, we explored the danger. In part 2, we talked food, supplements, and habits. Now in part 3, let's go even deeper. We'll uncover how B12 interacts with other nutrients, what your blood test results really mean, and the hidden symptoms that doctors often miss. We'll also share inspiring real-life stories of seniors who turned their lives around, just by fixing this one overlooked issue. Let's begin. 1. How vitamin B12 interacts with other nutrients. B12 doesn't work alone. It's part of a bigger team. Think of it like an orchestra. B12 may be the lead violin, but without the rest of the instruments, your body doesn't perform at its best. Here are 3 key nutrients that work hand in hand with B12. Folate. Vitamin B9, folate, and B12 depend on each other to make red blood cells and support brain function. If you're low on folate or B12, you may feel tired, confused, or mentally sluggish. Vitamin B6. Together with B12 and folate, B6 helps control homocysteine levels, a substance in your blood that, when elevated, increases your risk of heart disease and stroke. Iron. B12 helps your body use iron properly. Without enough B12, even if you have enough iron, your red blood cells may not mature correctly, leading to a type of anemia. That's why a balanced diet is so important. Getting enough of one vitamin often means supporting others too. 2. What do your blood test numbers really mean? Here's a common frustration. You finally ask your doctor to test your B12, and they say it's normal, but you still feel exhausted, foggy, or depressed. What's going on? Well, the definition of normal can be misleading. In most labs, B12 levels between 200 and 900 pg/ml are considered normal. But here's the catch. Symptoms of deficiency can start even when your levels are in the low normal range, especially if you're older. Many experts believe that levels below 400 pg/ml can still cause symptoms like fatigue, poor memory, or neuropathy. That's why some countries, like Japan, use 500 pg/ml as the minimum healthy level. So if you're in the normal range but still feel unwell, trust your symptoms. You may still benefit from supplementation. Also, ask your doctor to check. Methylmalonic acid, MMA. High levels mean your body isn't using B12 properly. Homocysteine. High levels suggest a functional deficiency of B12, B6, or folate. These tests give a more accurate picture of your B12 function, not just the amount floating in your blood. 3. Hidden symptoms doctors sometimes miss. Some B12 deficiency symptoms are easy to spot, like numbness or fatigue, but others are harder to connect. Let's look at 4 hidden signs that often go unrecognized. balance problems, or frequent falls. Low B12 can affect your nervous system in subtle ways, leading to balance issues that look like aging but are actually preventable. Mood changes or depression. B12 plays a huge role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin. A deficiency may leave you feeling hopeless, anxious, or emotionally flat, burning feet or tingling hands. This pins and needles sensation can be an early warning sign of nerve damage. Tongue pain or mouth ulcers. B12 helps maintain healthy mucous membranes. A red, swollen tongue, or recurring mouth sores could be a red flag. If any of these sound familiar, don't brush them off. Ask your doctor to test your B12 or consider starting a supplement while you investigate further. 4. Real people, real results. Let's meet a few inspiring seniors who changed their lives by restoring their B12 levels. Maria, age 72, she had been feeling increasingly forgetful and clumsy. Doctors thought it was early dementia, but a B12 test revealed low levels. After 3 months of B12 shots, she was sharper, steadier, and back to reading books and doing puzzles. George, age 68. For years, he thought his depression was just part of aging. He had no energy, no motivation, and couldn't focus. His daughter insisted on blood tests. His B12 was below 300. After switching to sublingual B12, his energy returned, and he started painting again. Thursday, age 75, she struggled with numbness in her legs and was afraid she'd lose her mobility. She had a good diet, but her body wasn't absorbing B12. After weekly injections, she could walk confidently again and now does Tai Chi every morning. Their stories aren't rare. They're reminders that your body is often asking for help. And with the right support, incredible things can happen. 5. What you can do today. Let's wrap up this series with a quick checklist. If you want to take control of your health and stay sharp, strong, and independent as you age, start with these steps. White heavy checkmark, eat B12, rich foods. Liver, clams, fish, dairy, eggs. White heavy checkmark, consider a sublingual or oral B12 supplement, especially over 60. White heavy checkmark, get tested. Ask for B12, MMA, and homocysteine. White heavy checkmark, watch for symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, numbness, balance issues. White heavy checkmark, be consistent. Supplement daily if needed. White heavy checkmark, retest every 6 to 12 months. White heavy checkmark, talk to your doctor. Don't ignore how you feel. Your life after 60 can still be full of energy, curiosity, connection, and joy. Don't let a silent deficiency steal that from you. You deserve to feel your best, mind, body, and spirit.